Hello, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, so I'm going to catch you guys up on what's been going on and what the plan is. The last couple of weeks, I've been working like crazy, trying to get as much done as I can. Today's Saturday. My dad is flying in a week from tomorrow, so I have a lot to do to get the car ready so he can see it. Now, I've already talked to him. He's completely happy with what I've done so far, but I really, really want him driving the car. That's one of my major goals with all this. So, I've made this video a few times. I'm horrible at editing, so I'm trying to do it all at one shot. We'll see how it goes. It's one of those things. Well, so I've been working on the garage, getting it organized, getting it cleaned up a little bit. I've gotten rid of some stuff. I've sold some stuff, thrown some stuff away, reorganized. My garage is pretty well put together. All my tools are where they're supposed to be. My workbenches are all cleaned off. I'll show you that in a minute. It's a two-car garage, so it's not a huge amount of space. Second bay has got a few things in, like the lawnmower, my welder, my rolling tool cart, stuff like that, that I can easily move back and forth and get it out of the way. Even got, we can see them here, a set of subs that go in my son's car that need to go back in there today. That might be one of my goals for today. And so let's flip you around, get you set up so you can see the car, and I'll show you where I'm at. Let's see. I think that's it. Let's flip you over. Or try to flip you over. How does this work? I don't know. I guess I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to start back over. Okay, guys, now that we're flipped around, as you can see here on the driver's side, those are fingerprints and grease and grime. My plan is to get all that cleaned up. If you remember from my paint cleaning video where I'd cleaned everything, I did not clean this side. And there's a few places that I didn't do very well. So I'm going to do the whole car again, maybe tomorrow. We'll probably run out of time today. But when I do that, I'm going to clean this side up, and this side should look pretty good. At least that's my goal and my hope. I'm also going to spray it down with, I think it's Milkstone, to get on the rust, all the rust areas, which will kill that rust and solve that problem for me. And then I can sand it, paint it, and go from there. Over here, if you see, my gap in the front is pretty narrow, and the gap in the back is pretty wide. That's because if you look, that fender is actually about an inch farther down on the driver's side than it is the passenger side. According to the alignment shop, that's because my frame is tweaked a little bit, which we all know. But, so this is a unibody, and it has a frame rail right in here. From the way I see it, this frame rail is up into my floorboard a little bit, and so therefore it's down a little bit over here. So I need to get in there, pull that down, and push that up. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I got a couple of ideas. Probably going to wait and do that with my dad. He's an ex-body guy. He used to do this stuff all the time. And I'm pretty confident we can make that happen. Now, is it going to be professionally done? Absolutely not. Is it going to be done here in our garage? Absolutely. If it works, I will share it with you. If it fails, I probably will never talk about it again. Because that's the way things work. And it's easy to do it that way with videos. So here inside the car, my gauge cluster does not work. My speedometer works and my voltmeter work. The other gauges all work through a resistor. What is it? A voltage resistor, voltage regulator or something. It's a little box that controls the voltage. Now, when I mentioned that my gauges were not working, my dad said, "Oh yeah, that's your voltage regulator on the back of the cluster. That's your problem." I'm like, sweet. So I did some checking. I think he's 100% correct. And the goal is to order one of those, and me and him are going to put that in. Not a big deal, 20-minute job. I put in a new turn signal switch. Mine was bad, and it was killing my brake lights, so I fixed all that. I cleaned up the seats. Driver's seat is toast, as you can tell. But I'm going to put a set of seat covers over it and I don't have to worry about it. Passenger seat doesn't look too bad. Back seat looks pretty good. And you see the little door or the window crank there. That's for the rear windows. You guys may or may not know, these rear windows do roll down. I did spend a Saturday afternoon, took all the panels off, cleaned up all of the window regulators and the guides and re-lubed. Everything works. Works-ish. The passenger side, it's rolled up over there, but it rolls down about 2/3 of the way and then stops. I don't know what that is. It was hot. After 4 hours, I was done dealing with that, put it all back together and said, close enough. So that's what I did. But that's going to be another thing me and my dad are going to work on. Got the exhaust hung. I do need to put another set of hangers in there, which I was at the parts store this morning. I should have picked up hangers, but I forgot. So I guess I'm going back. Those are going to get done before my dad gets here because I want all that finished up completely. Let's see. What else? Brake lights, tail lights, turn signals do not work. Brake lights, tail lights work. Headlights work. I know there's something else I'm forgetting. Oh, ordered a new glove box. My cardboard glove box, as these have been, it's not in bad shape, but I had to hold it together with duct tape. So that's going to get replaced. You can see in the dash as well. Whoop, sorry. I did pull the radio. The radio is sitting there on the cart. Radio does not power up, so I'm assuming it's dead. I'm not going to put the radio back in it. Well, sorry. I'm going to put the radio back in it, but it's not going to work. I think I'm just going to run my phone into some auxiliary jack and run speakers that way. I don't listen to the radio anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's see, what else? Oh, front end alignment. Let's switch this around for you guys because this one is a little bit longer. Hold on. Okay, guys, had to set this up. I put new lights in the garage so everything's brighter and it's easier to see everything. And I haven't figured out a good place to record, and I don't know if you guys are getting horrible glares and halos around that, and I don't want that. So I'm setting it here so that way behind me there's no lights. So the reason why I switched over, the alignment. I knew the car needed a front end aligned. I knew it was going to be bad. So what I decided to do is I called the local place. They told me they could get me in. I said, awesome. So before I took it in, I wanted to make sure all my ball joints were good. Everything was in good shape. Driver's side was in good shape. I already replaced those. Passenger side, I did notice a tear in the rubber boot, rubber, whatever it is on the ball joint. So I said, okay, got to go. Replace the upper control arm with the ball joint on it, all set. Lower one's in good shape, holds grease, doesn't seem to have any play in it. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna call that good. So got those two things put in. Back up a second. Before I did that, I drove the car in the driveway back and forth. My driveway's not very big. It's 100 feet, maybe 75. And when you pull forward, if you hold the wheel, car did fine. If you let go of the wheel, the car spins hard to the right. And I say hard, it spins to full lock in about a second and a half. So I know my alignment's bad. So jump ahead, replace the ball joints, got all that set. When I was in the ball joints, the upper control arm, these shims, there were 2 stacks this size in my upper control arms. Now, I took half of those out, so this is half the stack. This is 1 inch of shims. So the whole whole passenger side wheel was moved to the right by 1 inch. I've now moved it back to a 1/2 inch, which should get me pretty close. From what I've read, 9/16 is what they call normal. So putting it at a 1/2, I'm pretty close. That's my thought. After doing this, the car stopped pulling as bad. It still pulls, but not near as bad as it did before. So that's a win. Now, the reason for the shims. In my other video, I alluded to the car was in an accident. It hit a rock. That rock damage is all part of the shims, from the way I understand it. This is what I'm piecing together. So, the car hit the rock. the mechanic did its thing, and they fixed everything and made it all work. They slapped a Band-Aid on it. They did not fix it. So I've tried my best to fix it. And when I fixed it, I did not think about the control arms because I just didn't know enough to know what I didn't know. So what they had done, they had moved the wheels to the right to compensate for the frame being out of place on the left side, which is fine. You did what you had to do. I am not calling anybody out on that. I wouldn't have done it, but that's just me. They obviously did. It obviously worked for 5 or 6 years while the car was being driven. Okay, it's a win. It apparently worked. So if you do something wrong and it works, is it really wrong? That's my theory. Anyway, back to my point. Now I've moved everything back because I fixed my frame. I moved all my stuff back where it needs to be. Now we're closer. Take my car to the alignment shop. They call me. And I will tell you this. I've had this car for a little over 2 years. I mean, like a month over 2 years. I have worked on this car. I spent a whole lot of time in the garage with this car. Dropping this car off at the alignment shop was hard. I walk in on Friday. They tell me, we might not be able to finish it today. Can we keep it over the weekend? Inside, I'm screaming, no, this is my car. You're not keeping it. But in honesty, I didn't have a choice. And that's what I told the guy. I said, you have it. I don't get a choice in this. You have to have it to fix it. Therefore, it's got to stay. I absolutely hated that day. My wife will tell you, and my coworkers, Friday I was in a very bad mood almost all day long. It was because the car was out of my control. 2 years I've had this car, and I gave the keys over to somebody else, and I didn't trust them. I mean, that's just me. Anyway, they called me in the afternoon, and they said, okay, we're unable to align the car because you need driver's side inner tie rod, you need passenger inner and outer tie rod, and a control link. Well, I said, okay. And they give me a price of $1,175. I told him, thank you. What do I owe you today? He told me. I said, I'll pay you that. I will bring the car home and I will fix those pieces. When I did that, they were done with me. They realized they weren't going to make any money off me, and they were completely finished, and they didn't have anything else to say about it. I'm like, that is fine with me. You can be a jerk, but I'm not giving you almost $1,200 for something I can do a heck of a lot cheaper. I got home. I went to National Parts Depot. I ordered a passenger inner and outer tie rod. I ordered driver inner tie rod. I ordered the control link and the little what are those the little clamps that your tie rods go together, the little adjustment bar thingy, whatever. 2 of those and something else, and it was $95. I'll have it probably another 2 or 3 days. So for $95, and probably 2 hours worth of work, I should be done with that, not $1,200. They were charging me $500 for parts, including in that was a $30 shipping charge. Sorry, you don't get to charge me shipping when you order stuff. That's just not how this works. Maybe some of you guys are okay with that. I am not. They're charging me $86 for each tie rod. National Parts Depot, $15-20. That's what they are. I could go to AutoZone and get them for $40. You don't get to charge me double the price and charge me shipping for that stuff. All right, sorry, I'm ranting. I'm getting over that. Move ahead. So, bring the car home. I've ordered all those pieces. My plan is I'm going to take all the pieces. I'm going to drop them on the workbench. I'm going to assemble everything as far as I can. I'm then going to go underneath the car. I'm going to measure it, come back to the top and measure, and I'm going to get it as close as I can get it to how these are currently set. Then I'm going to drop them. And when I drop them, I'm going to put the new ones right back up in place. Now, before you ask, I know I did not list the driver's outer tie rod. I think it's the outer tie rod because it's new. When I was doing brakes and something else, I saw the tie rod was damaged, ended up cutting it, remove it completely. I put in a new one, so it's already new, and it's got 500 feet on the car. Nothing. So my plan is to assemble it, drop the old, put the new right back in place. This should get me really, really close to what what the current set is. Current set's not correct. The one good thing I got from the alignment shop, they showed me how far I'm out, where I'm at, where everything is out of place. So I'm going to use their numbers and all the new pieces, and I'm going to do an alignment here in the garage. My dad's an ex-body guy, so and I was talking to him before I realized that they couldn't do it. He told me, he says, do the alignment at home. You don't need to take it to them. Save the money. And I'm like, well, it's not the money, it's the time. I'd rather pay them than to spend, 4 hours doing it or something and fighting with the old pieces. Since everything's going to be new, it's going to be really simple. It should be. So when he's up, we're going to do an alignment. We're going to drop all the tie rods out, put all new ones in, call that golden. Now, right now, my goal was to have the car driving. I wanted the car to be able to drive so my dad could drive it. That's my goal in all this. I don't know what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the tie rods, get all that fixed. I want to say fixed. They move a millimeter. There is movement. I will give you that, but there's not that much. They're not wore out. I could probably, actually, these might not have grease fittings on them. Re-grease them, it'd probably go away. It's a very, very small amount of movement. I think they just saw me coming and they wanted to charge me. But, all right, getting off topic. I'm not going to fuss about them. So my goal is I'm going to drop all these pieces on. If I have to, I will pull that driver's side fender off so that the car does not rub on the fender, and me and my dad will drive this car. It has tags, it has insurance. We should be good to go. Even the driver's side fender might get replaced. So if I have to sawzall that stupid thing, I'll sawzall it for clearance and we'll make it happen. I don't care. We need to drive it. If he tells me he wants to drive it, I will pull that fender off right away and we'll drive this car around the block. There ain't no questions. His happiness is more important than that fender. I'm hoping that we can fix the frame issue and that will fix the fender issue and it won't be an issue, but I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so this week's going to be a super busy week. I got a whole lot of crap left to do to get ready for him to get up here. I've been cleaning on the garage, got my workbench all cleaned up. Spin you around here and you can see my workbench. There's a few pieces on it, but it is definitely not too bad. Sorry, I got something in my garage. There is something over there behind the camera moving around in a bag or in a box. I don't know. It sounds like it's about the size of a cat. It's not a small something. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I have no idea what it is. But it's distracting the crap out of me. Okay. I think that's it, guys. There's also, that's not, I'm sorry. That's not it. The Fusion, we have rocker panels. We have, the brakes are fixed. Again, trying to get all this stuff done, knocked out before my dad comes up. Just to clear space and make room. Today, I'm doing a shuffle of the cars around the driveway. Move the cars. We're going to clean everything around them. Move the cars back to where they need to be. I've got the rocker panels for the Fusion. I might be putting those on today. I don't know. I do know I got to do an oil change on my wife's truck and on my Kia. Yep, I drive a Kia Soul. I get paid per mile, so therefore that's a better option than driving something like this. But when this is running, yeah, I'm driving this. I don't care. Suck it up. I'll just deal with it. It costs me more in gas. I don't care. But so I got oil changes to do. I've also got some maintenance to do on my son's Mustang, along with yard work and all that stuff. So I'm working as quick as I can. You guys know, if you've had family come in or guests come in, you work your butt off beforehand to get everything ready so that everything's where you need to be and make it easier when they get here. That's my goal. I'm actually taking off 2 days next week to make sure that happens. Um, so probably get a few more videos out about a few other things if I can. I do have a little bit of time today, so I am not running like crazy like I have been the last couple of weeks. It's been a hectic set of 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. That's it. I'm gonna close this up. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else, and I don't believe there is. Please comment down below if I'm doing it wrong on the control arms, not the control arms, the tie rods, and I do all that steering wrong. Tell me before I screw it up. If you're catching this video, after 2 weeks, then I've already screwed it up. Tell me anyway. Tell me how to do it next time. This is not the last car I'm going to do. I am building a T-bucket, and I'm probably going to do a chassis swap on something. I've seen it done. I absolutely love the idea. I know a place that has a couple of nice cars for a chassis swap. They kind of rotate their inventory pretty regularly. They're finding a lot of cool stuff. So I'm going to start going down there and seeing what they got. Even if I got to store it over on the other side over there, because stuff's not going to be easier to find later. So I'll find it, store it for a while, and then chassis swap. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Still got a lot of credit to do on this thing. That's it. Guys, have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.